Making headlines, President Dr. Mohammad Muiz extends his congratulations to Keir Starmer and their Labour Party following their election victory. First Lady Sajda Mohammed emphasizes the need to raise awareness about diabetes starting in schools. And Tourism Ministry decides to set up a special task force to reopen Shangri-La Resort and Spa, the largest resort in Addu City.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to PSM News in English with me, Hafiz Abdul Sattar. And now the news in detail. President Dr. Mohammad Muiz extends his congratulations to Keir Starmer and the Labour Party following their election victory. In a social media post, President Muiz expressed a confidence that the UK will experience a new era of prosperity under Starmer's leadership. The President also emphasized his urgency to collaborate closely with the new Prime Minister-elect to strengthen the already strong ties between their nations and to address global challenges together. Keir Starmer's Labour Party secured a significant majority in the parliamentary election, bringing an end to 14 years of Conservative governance. Labour won a sweeping 410 seats in Parliament, marking a decisive victory. Outgoing Prime Minister and Conservative Party President Rishi Sunak was the closest contender to Starmer in the election, which saw 9 candidates vying for leadership. First Lady Sajda Mohammed emphasizes the need to raise awareness about diabetes starting in schools. She made these remarks during the 24th anniversary ceremony of the Diabetes Society of the Maldives. Speaking at the ceremony, the First Lady highlighted the high prevalence of diabetes in the Maldives, noting it as the most common non-communicable disease in the country. She pointed out that 1 in 10 individuals in the Maldives has type 2 diabetes. The First Lady underscored 3 crucial steps individuals can take to prevent diabetes: increasing awareness of the condition, taking lifestyle changes based on available information, seeking treatment if diabetes is present, and taking care of one's overall health. During the event, the First Lady also unveiled a book of statistics derived from the National Diabetes Screening Program. Spouse of the Vice President Aishat Afreen Muhammad states the importance of involving children in extracurricular activities during the school year. She believes these activities are essential for developing their minds and preparing them to enter society. She made these remarks during the 24th Star Investiture ceremony of Galalu Madrasa. In her speech, she highlighted key aspects to focus on as children grow up. She stressed the significance of developing habits early to strengthen a child's mind. She urged parents and teachers to involve all children in extracurricular activities, as these experiences teach personal responsibility, knowledge and wisdom. During the ceremony, 80 UKG students were awarded badges. Galalu Madrasa, the first school to start the Star movement, initiated this event in 2000 and has held it annually since then. And the Ministry of Tourism decides to set up a special task force to reopen Shangri-La Resort and Spa, the largest resort in Addu City. Known for its luxurious standards, the Shangri-La Resort offers 284 beds, including 60 water villas, 26 beach villas, 28 pool villas, 16 tree houses and 2 presidential villas spread across 550,000 square meters.
The resort originally began operations with a 30% government stake and 70% ownership by Addu Investment Private Limited, a joint venture established to manage the property alongside the government. However, following its closure due to the global COVID-19 pandemic, the government relinquished its shares in August 2023. The closure resulted in significant job losses for many residents of Addu who are eagerly awaiting the resort's reopening. The Ministry of Tourism stated they convened with the management of Shangri-La hotels and the parliamentarians of the Addu city constituencies to establish a special task force dedicated to reopening the Shangri-La hotel in Addu. Minister of Tourism Ibrahim Faisal has emphasized that reopening Shangri-La Resort is a top priority for the government. He underscored the government's commitment to advancing the tourism industry in Addu city, noting ongoing discussions with China's Eastern Airlines to commence direct flight operations to the city. The minister stressed the necessity of increasing the bed capacity in Addu as the introduction of direct flights is expected to boost tourist arrivals.
Supreme Court Judge and Judicial Service Commission JSC member Husnus Sood states that the implementation of the Civil Procedure Act has led to delays in civil court cases. Sood made these remarks while addressing the Judiciary Committee of the Parliament. Speaking on behalf of the JSC, Sood mentioned that the use of out-of-court settlements or mediation for civil cases under the Civil Procedure Act has been halted. He highlighted that 60% of the cases submitted to the civil court could be resolved through mediation, but the current procedure under the law takes 6 to 8 months to reach mediation. Sood emphasized that as the law stands, there is no solution to this problem through an amendment to a rule. He also noted the challenges in implementing civil cases under the Act and stated that it would be easier to enforce sentences if there were provisions in the law to take action against violations of civil court orders. During the committee meeting, JSC President Hussein Riza Ahmad stated the Attorney General has been consulted on amending the Civil Procedure Act. The Civil Procedure Act, which was passed by the Parliament and came into effect in June 2022, aims to facilitate the hearing and decision of civil cases in a fair, transparent and timely manner. One of the most important aspects of this Act is the establishment of time limits for prosecution in civil cases, stating that hearings must be completed within 6 years. The Civil Service Commission CSC announces the recruitment of 32 Secretary Generals for local councils, including 30 island councils and 2 atoll councils. The basic salary for first-rank Secretary Generals for island councils is approximately $600, while second-rank Secretary Generals will receive around $570. For atoll councils, the basic salary of the Secretary Generals is about $780. The positions are for a 5-year term. Interested candidates must submit their applications to the CSC by 1400 hours on 14th July 2024. Application forms and supporting documents should be emailed to admin@csc.gov.mv. As the Chief Administrative Officer of the Council, the Secretary General's main responsibilities include arranging the operation of the Council and managing the Council officers' work. They are also responsible for reporting to and being accountable to the President or Mayor of the Council regarding Council office activities, implementing Council decisions and rules, and ensuring that municipal services are provided efficiently by the Council's office staff in compliance with Council regulations. The CSC encourages qualified individuals to apply and contribute to the effective administration of local councils. The Ministry of Economic Development and Trade announces 25 areas in which foreigners are prohibited from doing business in the Maldives. This move is a part of a broader effort to address the issue of illegal immigration and to prioritize local businesses.
Foreigners will be prohibited from working in these areas: retail trade, including online businesses, wholesale trade excluding construction materials, domestic logistic works, postal and courier services, food services including operating cafes, restaurants and bakeries, equipment rental businesses, including heavy construction machinery, employment agency and recruitment services, travel agency, tour operators, reservations and related activities, landscaping work, public administration and national defense related activities, conducting general tuition classes and Quran classes, operation of general clinics, repair of computers, common goods and household appliances, programming and broadcasting work, legal services, photography and videography work, picnic island development and operation, driving a road vehicle on a commercial basis, manufacturing and selling souvenirs and handicrafts, manufacture of rubber and plastics, manufacture and sale of tobacco products, manufacture of food products excluding furniture, mining and quarrying, mining of sand, and forestry. This decision comes as thousands of foreign workers, many of whom are illegal immigrants, are present in the country. President Dr. Mohammad Muiz has pledged to resolve the issue of illegal immigrants. In a special operation conducted by the Maldives Immigration and the Maldives Police Service, a large number of expatriates were taken into custody. These individuals were identified as self-employed and conducting businesses without valid permits. Controller of Immigration Mohammad Shamman stated that those detained would be deported following the set procedures. The government plans to expand the operation nationwide over the next year and aims to consolidate the information of all immigrants into a single database. Additionally, the government has set a target to resolve the issue of illegal immigrants within 3 years.
China's BYD opens an electric vehicle EV plant in Thailand, the automaker's first factory in Southeast Asia, a fast-growing regional EV market where it has become the dominant player.
The bike plant, located in an industrial estate in Thailand's eastern Rayong province, is part of a wave of investment worth more than $1.44 billion from Chinese EV makers who are setting up factories in the country, helped by government subsidies and tax incentives. BYD says its Thailand factory, with a production capacity of 150,000 vehicles per year, will function as a hub for export to Association of Southeast Asian Nations, Asian countries and many others, and will also assemble batteries and other important parts. According to research firm Counterpoint, Thailand is the largest overseas market for BYD, which commanded a 46% share of the country's EV segment in the first quarter and is the third largest player in passenger cars. The country aims to convert 30% of its annual production of 2.5 million vehicles into EVs by 2030, according to a government plan. Thailand is a regional auto assembly and export hub and has long been dominated by Japanese car makers such as Toyota Motor, Honda Motor Co. and Isuzu Motors.
Labour Party leader Keir Starmer says the country had voted for a change and it was time for his party to deliver, speaking after winning his seat in Parliament early on Friday morning.
Exit polls published earlier showed Labour winning the national election with a clear majority, placing Starmer on track to take over as Prime Minister from Rishi Sunak. Centre-left Labour was on course to capture 410 of the 650 seats in Parliament, an astonishing reversal of fortunes from 5 years ago when it suffered its worst performance since 1935. The result would give Labour a majority of 170 and would bring the curtain down on 14 years of increasingly tumultuous Conservative-led government. British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak conceded defeat in the national election, saying the opposition Labour Party had won. Sunak conceded defeat and said he had called Starmer to congratulate him on his victory. Outgoing British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak gave a final speech outside the Prime Minister's office in Downing Street ahead of formally resigning. In his speech, Sunak stated that he had given his all to the job. He stated that the people have sent a clear signal that the government of the United Kingdom must change, and theirs is the only judgment that matters.
A week after US President Joe Biden's shaky debate performance, concerns continue to grow about whether he is fit to run in the 2024 election.
The Democratic governors of New York, Minnesota and Maryland on Wednesday said they would support Biden's re-election bid after a candid discussion with him about his performance in the debate. The meeting was attended by Vice President Kamala Harris, 24 Democratic governors, and the mayor of Washington, D.C. Professor of Political Science at the University of Southern California, Kristen Gross, told Reuters on Wednesday that at the meeting Biden was trying to assuage concerns that governors and a bunch of elected officials have about his capacity. Meanwhile, Professor of History and Public Affairs at the University of Texas in Austin, Jeremy Suri, said that though Biden isn't toast, his campaign should put him in front of crowds looking healthy and vigorous. Suri also said that Biden's campaign was counting on the debate to put the concerns about his health to rest, but the opposite happened last Thursday. Concerns about Biden's age and mental acuity exploded after Thursday's debate with Republican candidate Donald Trump, in which the president mumbled under his breath, lost his train of thought at times, and at one point talked of beating Medicare. The president has said that he was tired after 2 foreign trips, and the White House has said he had a cold. Biden vowed to stay in the 2024 presidential race during calls with campaign staff and meetings with Democratic lawmakers and governors on Wednesday, as he sought to shake off calls for him to drop out after his shaky debate performance. Meanwhile, Vice President Kamala Harris has gained support as his potential replacement. Michigan Governor Gretchen Whitmer, California Governor Gavin Newsom, Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker, Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro, and Kentucky Governor Andy Beshear have all been mentioned as possible replacements to Biden.
Preparations at the Olympic Village for the upcoming Paris Games are in full swing as the village is set to open its doors for the arrival of participating athletes in mid-July.
Pictures of the Friday's mascot for the Games, which kick off on July 26 are on walls at the village in St. Denis, which will welcome more than 20,000 athletes throughout the Olympics and Paralympics. Athletes are set to arrive from July 18. Organizers' decision not to put in place air conditioning in the village made waves earlier this year among countries' delegations, with some saying they will bring their own. Olympics and Paralympics Village Director Laurent Michaud said there will be underfloor cooling systems to ensure thermal regularity within the housing space. Soundbites. The Olympic Games will last until August 11.
Students in Scotland are getting the chance to go face-to-face with Amica, developed by UK-based Engineered Arts, in an initiative to help children to get up close and personal with the future of robotics. Ian Robbins has more.
Uncle, do you like Taylor Swift?
Taylor Swift's music is quite popular and has a lot of emotional depth. I can appreciate the artistry and impact she has on her fans.
This is just one of the questions young students in Scotland got to ask humanoid robot Amica. It's part of an initiative to help bring robotics closer to children and foster a greater understanding and trust between humans and artificial intelligence.
If you could be an animal, what animal would you be?
I'd love to be a dolphin, intelligent, social, and free in the ocean.
The National Robotarium Research Centre, based at Heriot-Watt University, partnered with the University of Edinburgh to purchase Amica, making it the first facility to host a humanoid robot in the UK.
Hello, human.
The robot, developed by Engineered Arts, is designed to interact naturally with humans. It can make engaging human facial gestures by using groundbreaking advancements in AI and motor movement.
Would you like being human?
Being human would be intriguing, but I value my unique AI perspective and abilities.
Can you dance?
How's that for some move?
The Amica initiative includes school visits, workshops and public events. Michelle McLeod is the Schools and Industry Engagements Lead at the National Robotarium.
It's really important that they get the opportunity to engage with robots. We don't see them a lot in public in the UK, but that is going to change over years to come. And these are the technologies that these young people will be working with in the future. And being able to give them that opportunity to engage and learn about the technology and what robots are and what robots aren't and what they're used for is really important for them to develop those skills, to have that inspiration, and it will be important for our economy in the future.
The National Robotarium also plans to use Amica in its research to understand public attitudes towards such technology, including the development of user-friendly and trustworthy robotics for the future.
I just think it's a massive step in the engineering of robots, and I just think it's insane that humans have actually created this.
I think if we get too many, we'll become way too reliable on them, and I don't think that would be very good.
If I were to have, like when I'm older and I had to go to a care home, like a robot could be there and assist me with things instead of like people just running about for older people. I feel like that would be pretty cool and helpful.
And that's all we have for this hour. Thank you for watching. Wish you all a very pleasant day ahead.
मी जमान तक वंदन हल्लु नुवै गेतोरुगे मस्सदे ताबत इरादु कविया हल्लु रिंदान हल्लु कोद्दे
अळगण मेंगे मी राज्यग तरग्गिगे गिನ ಮಶ್ರೂತಕ್ಕೆ ಕುರಿಯಂಗೆ ಬಗೆಂದೆ ಉಮ್ರಾನಿ तरग्गिಗೆ ದಾಯರಾ ರಾಜ್ಯಗೆ ಏಕಿ ಕಂಕೊತೌಗ ಕುರಿಯತ ಮಶ್ರೂತೋಗೆ ಎಮ್ಮೆ ಫಹುಗೆ ತಫ್ಸೀಲತ
रनवे में उन्ननी मैगण को तीन बयक पहालाफ
मैं मशरूता कुरिया गेंदनी गिना गोंजे उन तक कायकु
हकीकत को मुड़ी माले हल्लें अन्नानी मुड़ी माले घुरिया मगते